What's going on, home theater fans? Todd Anderson, editor at avnirvana.com, and check out what I have right here. This was shipped to me a couple weeks ago by Premium Audio Company, who owns the rights to manufacturing Pioneer and Pioneer Elite gear. And this is the brand new Elite flagship VSX LX805. This just began shipping a few weeks ago, actually. This lands at $2,999. And there's a really interesting backstory to this particular piece of equipment, and something that I really respect about the folks that were behind getting it to market. The enthusiast community had a lot of demands, a lot of requests of what they would like to see out of a product landing at this price point, and Pioneer is delivering. They listened, and they went the extra mile to make sure that they could get everything squeezed into this box that we've been asking for. And it's landing at $200 less than what you can get from Integra and their flagship product, and many thousands less than some other very competitive gear that is out there. And so lots to love about this. It's 11.2 channels of processing. It has 2 independent sub outs. So basically that means that you can run a 7.2.4 Atmos or immersive sound array in your home theater room. It also, of course, has HDMI 2.1. I believe there's 6 inputs, 3 outputs, 3 zones. In terms of onboard DACs, it has the top of the line ESS DACs. I think they are the same ones that are found on the Denon, which is a piece of gear that's running close to $7,000. So you're getting some really high-end audio processing, something that everyone now is looking for, and that's Dirac Live. Of course, Dirac Live is on here, and you can also get that all-important bass module, which I highly recommend you go for. Especially if you're willing to spend $3,000 on a piece of equipment, you definitely need to step up to the plate and go ahead and bring in the full Dirac suite and take advantage of that. This does ship with MC-ACC, which is the Pioneer version of room correction. Look, bottom line, when you start comparing Dirac to that particular proprietary software suite, there's really no comparison. You're going to get so much more out of Dirac. Now, I know a lot of you out there, the very first thing you're wondering is, okay, well, how about Dirac's new active room correction suite? That remains to be seen whether or not that lands on this platform. It is definitely possible for it to, but it's not as simple as Dirac shipping them the software and having them loaded. They basically will ship them kind of the blueprints, and then it's up to Pioneer to figure out how to implement it on their various devices. So we'll have to hold out and wait and see. But just having access to the bass control module as an add-on is a huge win for home theater enthusiasts. I know a few of the guys who were behind getting this thing made, and they put a lot of love and care into trying to get things right, quite frankly. And it shows. Everything from this box, this beautiful redesign that they've done on the box. And I have to say the packaging is extremely robust. The box that you're seeing right now that it came in had internal foam padding to protect it, so it ships in an outer box. And then, of course, we have the inner box, what you're seeing right now. It's really nice. I'm a big fan of kind of the look and feel of products, especially these higher end, expensive products. The look and feel of when they land in your home can really set the stage for a special experience. And just knowing the kind of emphasis on quality that they've put into this particular piece of gear, think a lot of people are going to be really happy when they get it dialed into their system. So let's get this guy out and we'll take a look at it. And here's our first surprise of opening this up. We actually have a box within a box. Of course, that box was in a box. So we have a triple boxed piece of gear. And the first thing that we find in here is another box. So let's take a peek and see what's inside. And just have a general, got the power cord, a remote control, antenna, batteries, and some product support information. Nice little touch though. So here's our first glimpse of what's going on inside of the box here. And it's some nice form-fitting foam. And let's pull this guy out. Okay, it's not a lightweight. This weighs in at 47 pounds and it feels every bit of 47 pounds. And let's just get this guy revealed here so we can get an up-close look at what we're dealing with. Nice metal chassis. Have a couple of Wi-Fi antenna already mounted on the back. That's nice. So just looking on the back here, it's a totally redesigned back plate. And let's take a closer look at this. And yeah, it's really, they did a really nice job of laying this out. And I particularly like these speaker terminals right here because you have your left side. You can see right there, all the L's, left side channels, right side channels. And while this is not your physical right and left while you're looking at it, when you're facing the receiver, this is the left side of your room. That's the right side of your room. So it helps kind of eliminate a little bit of confusion. Can happen sometimes when you're wiring up your system. A couple things to know. XLR outputs for front, left, and right channels. You also have the balanced inputs. We have a full suite of pre-outs. Here's your sub-outs. See all your HDMI inputs, which we are going to test with our Meridio 8K Fox and Hound test kit. This says it's HD CP 2.3, so that 2.x version is supported. Here's our 3 HDMI outs and digital audio in. Yeah, I mean, this has got pretty much everything that you're looking for. So let's just rotate this guy around here and get a good look at what's going on the front. So open this up here. So we have a drop-down panel. Got our input selector. It's notched. So every little turn there, it settles into a little notch, which is nice. Volume knob. Ooh, that feels nice. I really like that. Nice and weighty. Nice and smooth turning. And then you can see you have a full suite of controls. HDMI input on the front, USB input. Of course, you have a headphone jack. And hopefully that's orange on the display. I guess we'll have to wait for the review for that to come out. So initial impressions are super positive. This thing is a total beast. It feels nice and robust in the hands. Fit and finish is totally off the charts. You know, there's nice little touches like these machined knobs have a little bit of texture on the edge, and also right here along the top edge, some of the technologies that are in the 805 are laser etched into the edge of the faceplate. Being a little nitpicky, maybe would have expected to see slightly higher quality binding posts, but you know, ultimately, I'm not sure how much that really matters, because what you're really going to be looking at is right here on the front side of the receiver. You know, before I take off the lid here and take a look under the hood, I think it's worth mentioning that in terms of immersive sound, this of course has Dolby Atmos capability along with DTS:X, um, but it also has Oro 3D and is compatible with IMAX Enhanced. And if you're saying, well, okay, Oro 3D, there's not a lot of content out there. No, there's not. Now, if you have an Oro 3D setup, there is some really interesting music that sounds really good. And of course, if you can get a hold of one of the Oro 3D demo discs, you're going to be completely blown away by the quality of the demo material on those discs. In my opinion, it sounds better than anything I've ever heard in Dolby Atmos. But the nice thing about Aura 3D is if you're looking to upmix any legacy content, any content that is not Atmos or DTS:X encoded, for me, that is the go-to route. I think it sounds the best. It's a much fuller, natural sound, and at least in my system here at my home, it really seems to lift and center dialogue nicely. So if you get this, definitely give the Oro upmixing a shot. So with that said, let's get this guy off and take a look underneath. And here we go. Very nice. Okay, so you can see right here we have the power transformer, and a lot of times on the inside of an AVR, you'll find just a sticker. This is actually feels like a metal top, and this is printed directly onto it, which is a nice classy touch. And just a little fun fact, these heat sinks were designed specifically for this receiver. You will not find these on Integra or Onkyo products. Give you a little shot there of what it looks like on the side. And of course, you have your amps in there. Lots of symmetry going on. And I'll give you guys a little flyover here so you can get the gist of what this looks like on the inside. And it's going to be hard to see, so I'm definitely not taking this board out, but you have some custom capacitors that are down inside of there. And those are some big guys. Let's see if we can get a little bit of better look from this side, and it doesn't look like it. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. But custom capacitors, I mean, this guy is loaded up, and it really looks, it just looks like a super nice piece of equipment. Here, and I just want to note along the front, they say it has 7 HDMI inputs, 3 out, so there's 6 on the back, 1 on the front. One on the front, I'd be surprised if it is HDMI 2.1 compatible, but we'll save that little point of discovery for the actual review itself. In a couple of weeks, I'll have this guy wired into my home theater. We'll be able to run all 11 channels and 2 subs. We have access to Direct Live with the bass control module. So I'll be able to give you my impressions of exactly how this guy can run a big home theater system. Also give you my impressions of the look and feel of the user controls and how easy it is to set up. I'm sure the interface has gotten some nice tweaks. There's also a web UI that we can use for some setup procedures. So we'll be investigating all that to give you a really good idea of what the overall ownership user experience is. All right, that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you over on the forum at avnirvana.com.